Hey everyone, it's Bernadette. So, gonna give an update. There have been so many challenges since the 22nd of April and ending up in the ER, getting admitted to the hospital, being told I have cancer. And we finally got the biopsy results back yesterday. So that was finalized. And things are finally moving. Boy, the United States healthcare system and insurance system is a joke. I mean, it is such a mess, but because I think I have faith, because I won't give up, because things are pretty dire, right? I'm just pushing, 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 and finally today was able to get things moving. So I'll share with you guys what that's about. Say hello if you're watching. Please don't just watch this video and because I see a couple of you on and not say hello in the comments. Like, please say hello. I love that you guys are supporting me, but the support's not real unless I know who it is who's watching and you guys are kind of engaging. I'm going to do this live update. Hi, Judas. Leanne, gotcha. Hi, Rich and Candace. So I'm doing this update once because everybody keeps messaging me. I do not have the capacity, nor do I have the time and energy to tell everyone what's going on. And I love you guys. Hi, Andy. Hi, Margarita. Oh, I love it, you guys. Hi, Kelly. Cool. Get your iced coffee. Enjoy that. But yeah, so a lot of people are messaging me. Some people are trying to call me, and even people that are super close to me. I'm not, up until today, I was not out of bed. Like I had to go to the hospital for a follow-up appointment with my urologist this morning, then go get an iron infusion. Been on the phone all afternoon. And I can't believe I'm still sitting up and it's 4 p.m. This is the first day that I've not been in my recliner. I can't lay in the bed anymore. This mass has blown up so much that I have to sleep mostly sitting up in a recliner. So I'm downstairs in our living room, which is highly annoying because everyone comes in and out the front door. But my dad is doing his best to get the floors installed in my new office so that I can reside in there while I go through this. Hi, Ashley. So, final diagnosis, they had to send my biopsy off to a second lab because they didn't know if the cancer originated in my abdomen or my colon. If it was colon cancer, they were more concerned because that involves surgery and possibly radiation. I'm like, no, I can tell you exactly where it started, when it started. Like after my hysterectomy, that big mass I already had, that it started after that. Like they must have left some cells, whatever. Best case scenario right now, dang dogs. Best case scenario right now is I have lymphoma. And it's stage 4. Not good news, right? There is no stage 5. You're 6 feet under after that. But it's lymphoma, which is the easiest cancer to cure, responds very well to chemo. But I have not been able to book with an oncologist. So the biggest challenge has been to get the oncologist to call me back. They only take so many self-pay. I did not have insurance. Although I got approved by the palliative care for my hospital stay and everything that's been going on, I still have to pay the doctor's bills, which are all now rolling in. So for those of you who donated, my daughter had set up a GoFundMe. For those of you who donated for that, thank you. I appreciate it. We still need more. I have not been able to work other than a few of my classes. It's been rough. Like I had a really rough week last week, starting Saturday, and it's been a rough few weeks, but it got really bad. They just gave me a brand new medication to help with the constipation from the pain meds. I'm on methadone and hydrocodone. And I guess it constipates you. Well, that's the last thing Bernadette needs. And so I've been backed up now for weeks and it's been rough. But the medication they gave me today actually started working within minutes. So I'm finally getting some relief. But without insurance, the oncologist, there was only one oncologist out of the practice that they referred me to that would even speak to me. But her financial person called me and said, we have to review it. And then I said, look, I'll pay cash. She goes, well, here, let me give you a guy's name. He'll get you insurance. We've had patients go through this because I told her I applied for SSDI. The palliative care team was helping me with that and hoping to get on Medicaid. She goes, that's not your answer. What they do is you get approved for SSDI, you get Medicaid for 3 months, and before it renews in 3 months, SSDI raises the amount that you're making dollars so that now you don't qualify for Medicaid. And then in 3 months, you start at zero. So you're starting all over. She goes, call this guy, he'll help you. And back in December, I had gone on Marketplace, tried to find a plan, got one. No one would call me back. I guess it was the crappiest plan available. They didn't have the plans that he offered me. He got me an amazing plan, 0 monthly, and then my total out of pocket $750. So for the year. So, and it starts June 1st. So as soon as that got approved, he called the oncologist and they're getting me in tomorrow. Now I have to pay $400 to talk to the oncologist tomorrow. And then the insurance doesn't kick in until June 1st. But the plan is, because that's 22 days away, the plan is meet with the oncologist, make a treatment plan, get it booked because they want me in the hospital when they start the chemo because of what's going on with my kidneys and how big the mass is. And the doctor, the palliative care doctor that's overseeing everything for me right now was saying, like, your kidneys are already a problem. Your liver's already a problem. This is going to dump a whole lot of toxins into your body. We need to watch you. And I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see. Probably not. Like, I've lost so much weight. My ribs on the top are showing. And I mean, I weigh 113 as of this morning. And probably 15 pounds of that is this mass. And just the backup of fluids in my body. And so that's before chemo, right? It's a little scary to watch what's happening to my body right now. But this guy, Jamie, was able to get me insurance. They did finally, after weeks of waiting, finally book me in for tomorrow. And then the hope is that they will check me into the hospital on June 1st and start chemo. So, you guys can see it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to see my ribs poking out in the back, but my stomach is so huge that I'm waddling everywhere I go. I know, Petra, it is horrible about the stupid US healthcare system. And here's the deal. Like SSDI goes, it could be 3 months or 6 months before you hear from us. Whatever. I mean, my hope is that I get approved for the past hospital bills, medical, whatever, all those bills from the doctors. But right now they're demanding payments. So we have to make payments. And we're going to use the money of the donations that already started coming in. So if you guys want to donate to that, I am not taking it into my bank account. Leanne, I appreciate that. It's all going to go to the GoFundMe because my daughter's putting that in a separate bank account so it doesn't come to my bank account and screw all of my stuff up right now. And then we'll just direct pay all the doctor bills and all of my deductibles and copays right now through that account. I'm also getting set up with I don't want to call him alternative because he's actually an oncologist out of Houston that does off-label medication and alternative complementary treatment. So he does consults and I have to pay cash for that. But he does off-label treatments and he has helped and his group that he's associated with, they've helped thousands of people across the world beat cancer when they've gone through all the rounds of chemo and we're told there's nothing more we can do, go home and make a plan, right? Off-label meds and things like high-dose vitamin C, IV therapy, ozone therapy. My hope is to be able, because now I have 3 weeks, my hope is to be able to get some high-dose vitamin C IVs and some ozone into my system before chemo, because from what I hear, chemo goes way easier when you've done that first, and then whatever off-label. I know they put you on things like doxycycline, which is a low-dose antibiotic, metformin to block the pathway of sugars that cancer feeds on. What was the other one? There's so many of them. Ivermectin, Hydroxychloroquine, I think, is another one. I can't remember all of them. I'm surprised I remember as much as I do right now. My ears are plugged, like, which is another weird symptom that just started coming up. Hi, Megs. So I want to see him. I'm going to see him on the side. And I've already made sure that that's going to be okay with this oncologist. But the palliative care doctor said, yeah, we'll set you up with this one because this should not be a problem. We don't see a problem with that. And I was like, well, you shouldn't. Because, while chemo may work against, when it comes to lymphoma, the reality is, and anyone who has cancer or has had cancer knows this, it will get rid of it the first round. But when it comes back with a vengeance. So before chemo, possibly during chemo, although they'll have me in the hospital, so we'll see. And after chemo, to keep working with this oncologist to make sure that I get rid of this stuff for good. I do not want to end up 6 months from now, a year from now with cancer again. I do not. I've always heard IV vitamin C helps, not offered by mainstream doctors. There are some mainstream doctors like this oncologist who's got an amazing resume that literally have done research, have used it, have helped people cure their cancer. Iron deficiency anemia can cause your ears to plug up. Well, that would make sense. I had an iron infusion today. I'm super anemic. I'm literally able to eat one meal a day, and it's not even, you can't really call it a meal, like maybe 4 bites of food, because I've been that blocked up. So I'm super weak on top of everything else. Now, hopefully the new medication they gave me to help with the constipation is going to take care of that so that I can eat. But there's just no room in my stomach. I mean, there's literally no room in my stomach. So my cousin Grant and I were comparing stomachs the other day, and we're twinsies. And in a few weeks, once I start chemo, I'll be as bald as he is. So we will look like twins. I got to keep a sense of humor at this point. So there is help out there. Like, I want to let you guys all know, yeah, this is tough. And everyone keeps saying you have a great attitude. I don't know if you should go through this or could go through this in the best way possible if you have a crappy attitude. Like, that's not going to help. I think God has had his hand on all of this since day one. I've been sick for a long time. I mean, this goes back to, September through December 2022, when I know it started, because on my machine, things were showing up. I was exhausted. So for the whole last year, I've been pushing through, but getting more and more tired. And my hair's been falling out for almost an entire year. So you get your iron infusions at Moffitt. Yeah. This hospital's been great as far as helping, like the palliative care team has been great in communicating with all the doctors, sending my records off, getting the referrals all done. They actually had to send all my records to this other oncologist as well to help me get the IV stuff going. And now I'm just waiting for them to review my records and then schedule my appointment with them. Thankfully, that's on Zoom. Like I said, I have not been out of my chair. I have been down for the count. Today's the first day I'm up and around, and most of that is because the pain pills are finally working. And even though they told me don't do enemas, I've had to just to get enough out that I'm not throwing up. It's just been horrible. I'm everyone I talk to, both at the hospital and the insurance guy, like everybody has said, the U.S. healthcare system's the worst. Right? The worst. Like the guy who helped me with the insurance, his wife has cancer. She goes to the same oncologist I'm going to, and she's Korean. They almost sent her back to Korea to get treatment because what costs $12,000 here for treatment, it's 50 cents in Korea. Tell me that there's not something wrong with our first world country's medical system. Right? It's stupid. It's stupid that you can get on Medicaid to have a baby immediately get approved. But they want you to wait 3 to 6 months. If you have stage 4 cancer, there was one department in this whole hospital that was rude, and it was the prescription assistance program. That lady, she's like, well, you're not signed up. I'm like, they told me I was. She's like, well, you're not. I'm like, okay, tell me what I need to do. So the lady at palliative care, my coordinator over there, took care of it. I went back today to pick up my new prescription. She's like, well, you have to pay $15. I said, okay, where? And she's just rude as hell. Like, I'm going to write a letter to the hospital. She's the one person in the whole hospital that was horrible. Because the first time I went in there for laxative type stuff, and she told me then, she goes, you're not signed up automatically. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to do all of this. I was told to come over here and pick up my meds. She goes, well, we have them. She goes, I'll just give them to you. I'm like, okay. And I said, I'm trying to apply for SSDI and Medicaid. She goes, good luck with that. That takes 6 months. And I was so stressed out that day. I felt like absolute crap. And I just looked at her and I said, I hope not, because I have stage 4 cancer. She just looked back at me and just gave me a smirk. And I was like, oh my God, you think we want to have to come in for assistance like this? If insurance was not so flippin' expensive for someone who owns their own company, is self-employed, like, I would have insurance, but it is so expensive and it's so ridiculous. The amount of things and hoops you have to jump through. Even my daughter has Blue Cross Blue Shield through her husband's work. And let me tell you something, even then, they pay through the nose and still pay through the nose for their copays. Like, it's ridiculous how much they pay for a family of 3. So I don't know how, I don't know how people can look down upon anyone knowing the state of our healthcare system, our insurance system, and the economy, and be so shitty. But they are, and I will not be. So I'm hoping that whatever information y'all have been looking for me and updates, I hope I just filled you in. That's where I'm at right now. Finally, because they were not going to call me back. I talked to the girl before I had insurance today, before she had me call that guy. And she said, honestly, we only see so many people that are self-pay. And we actually have a committee that has to review it. I'm like, are you, what are you telling me right now? What? I'm like, we're doing a fundraiser. We'll pay it. Like, I'll do whatever I have to do because I'm on the indigent program. They told me that the hospital would pay for that. And she's like, but we have to clear it through our committee. I'm like, how long can that take? And she goes, it could take a while. And I'm like, I don't have a while. Like, there is no stage 5. I don't want to hear this. But God opened the doors today. Literally been crying all week, thinking, how ridiculous is this? Why'd you even tell me that I'm dying with cancer and I have nothing I can do? Like, I'm dead in the water and I'm just floating off into the wind, waiting for somebody to like have a heart and put me through treatment. Like, what is it going to take? So, thankfully things are finally working today. I don't know what happened astrologically or in the stars, but it is moving now. And I'm so grateful. She said, miraculously, we had a cancellation for the morning and we can get you in at 11:15. So come through. Going in 3 hours does, and that's how I initially got all of this started, cartomancy, as I went through the ER. And that is what my urologist told me today. He goes, I didn't say this to you. This did not come from me. If you have to, go to the ER. Tell them your stomach and your back hurts so bad. Have them admit you, and we will get some. They will do a consult with you once you're in the hospital and possibly get treatment going. So if it came down to it, I would have. Like, it's really hard, right? It's been that hard. Like, sitting here knowing for the last 3 weeks I have cancer. It took forever to get the biopsy report back and the final diagnosis. If it was colon cancer, that would have been a whole other story. Like, then they would have wanted to do surgery, radiation, and the works. God only knows. But with lymphoma, every single doctor has said it's the easiest cancer to cure, and we've got different treatment options, and it responds so well. So I'm hopeful this isn't going to take forever. My target is like 3 months, 3 months of treatment, and it shrinks, it's gone, it disappears. And then I can follow through with the complementary oncologist and keep doing all of that until this stuff is in the clear. I had the radiologist tell me when he was doing the biopsy, because I said, is there any chance this is parasites? He goes, what makes you think humans have parasites? And I was like, because I've seen them. He goes, did they come out wiggling? I'm thinking, dude, you sound so ignorant right now. Like, are you telling me humans can't get parasites? My dad was freaking sent home with a parasitic infection from Vietnam. Like, you don't believe in parasites? And I just shut up. I just shut up and let him do his biopsy that hurt like hell. Because he's like, you shouldn't be feeling that. I said, like, I feel it. Oh, well, then you've got nerves wrapped around this mass. Okay, fix it before you dive back in and clip another piece of it. I dare him to do a parasite cleanse. They sound so ignorant. Like, go watch Animal Planet, The Monsters Inside of Me. Like, dude, for anyone to say humans don't get parasites when there's a medication for parasitic infections for humans just blows my mind of the ignorance. But whatever, right? There are certain off-label medications I'm not going to share with the oncologist. Most people in the Jane McClellan off-label meds group. So if any of you have a person that's dealing with cancer, you're dealing with cancer, you haven't read the book, How to Starve Cancer by Jane McClellan, go get a copy. It's amazing. Very informative. And then I signed up to take her course on diet and all of this other stuff, because the whole way to deal with cancer, aside from chemo and all of that, is the metabolic approach. You cut off the pathways on whatever cancer is feeding on. And it isn't only feeding on sugar. It will feed off protein. It will feed off fat. Like people say, do the keto diet. Well, that works for some people. And for some people, it makes the cancer grow. So there's all of these things that you have to be aware of. Cardamancy saying castor oil. I'm using castor oil packs. I will not take castor oil internally right now. If you guys knew how many things I have to take internally, I have a whole book that I have to track everything. I'm not taking anything more internally when things inside are just backing up. Like, it's not a fun time for me right now. And I wish I could eat, right? Like, I wish. And I'm hoping with this new medication, the lactulose, is supposed to give you diarrhea, which I'm like, I'll welcome that over no movement for days and days and weeks. Like, I will welcome that. And honestly, it started working. Tastes like crap, but it already started working. So super happy about that. The show is gnarly. I know, that show is crazy. I binge watched a bunch of them while I was laying in my recliner. I've just been like, I can't even watch my K-dramas right now because of the subtitles. Like, my vision is messed up right now. Nothing about the way my brain processes is working real well right now. And I think a lot of it just has to do, I'm not eating enough. I'm drinking a ton of water and trying to get as many fluids in, because it seems like the only thing I can do right now. But this is supposed to help. They said this is supposed to help, and it seems to be the one medication they've given me that's offsetting. This past weekend, I tried to get off the methadone and the hydrocodone because I knew it was tearing my stomach up. And I went to a cannabis shop here in Texas. We're not allowed to have real marijuana. And got some gummies and some lotion for my back, which helped a little bit. Saturday, it helped. But then I woke up Sunday morning higher than a kite and scared because my heartbeat was low. My blood pressure had dropped, but I kept taking it Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Had to stop Monday and go back on the hydrocodone Monday night because it stopped working. And I was having like weird throat problems with the gummies. And I mean, it's such low THC, but Bernadette's a lightweight. You know, I was hoping I could get off of the big pain meds because the opioid's not my friend, but got to do what you got to do. And they're trying to transition me into a higher dose of methadone instead of the hydrocodone. And when I'm in the hospital, they'll just give me morphine, which my stomach doesn't seem to get as constipated with, but it's hard to say because they weren't feeding me in the hospital. I was just having one procedure after another. So that's where I'm at. That's where things are at. We're all kind of celebrating in my house tonight. My dad and I have just been shaking our head all day with the way that everything's gone. It's like, no, you can't get in. Sorry, we can't see you. Wish you could have treatment right now. Like, seriously, you know? And I've talked to quite a few of the doctors and nurses, and they're all like, I wish that I could change the system, but I can't, but here's the reality. And they have all been very honest with me, but it just hasn't been easy. It took the colon doctor, the gastroenterologist that did my colonoscopy, to do a second referral and actually call the oncologist himself, because I told them they've already referred me as of last Friday and updated them again yesterday. And no one has called me because I'm self-pay. He goes, let me call them. And when he did, she finally called me and was honest with me about, well, we don't plan to talk to you until our committee reviews everything. So, but they're also the ones that gave me the insurance guy's phone number. So if any of you are in the San Antonio area and you're like me and you're in dire straits, you need some help with insurance, this guy's amazing. Amazing. And I mean, he's had to go through the whole thing with his wife too. So yeah, that's all I've got. People are asking me if I'm doing biomag sessions. No, not right now, until I can get my body stable, until I can get my balance stable, because I'm not real stable right now. I'm not doing any biomag. I am doing coaching. I am doing my programs, but that's it. And I'm not taking new clients, and I'm not really booking a whole lot of new appointments unless you're someone I've already worked with in the past, and that's a case-by-case basis. So it's not no to anybody and everybody. If you need to talk to me and you need help, just get in touch with me. You're going to have to be flexible. Like, don't expect Bernadette to be the one that's flexible. I always have been in the past. One last thought. And I wrote this morning in a post I wrote. I've always taught everybody, and I've always lived this way and always believed that we always get back what we give, maybe not from the people we give it to, and maybe not right away, but always when we're in need. And the one thing that I've seen over the course of the last 3 weeks, with being honest and transparent about what's going on with my health out there, and sharing everything, and agreeing with Brindy to do a fundraiser and putting up a gift registry on Amazon. It's been really cool and a huge humbling event that so many people that I've helped throughout the years are coming in out of the woodwork, right? That I haven't talked to, haven't seen. I mean, I'm friends with them on Facebook, but Facebook doesn't show you half the people on your list. It's been really amazing, because sometimes I'll give and give and give, and I don't get anything in return for a long time. But apparently the universe was saving it up for this. So I just want to tell all of you, like, just because you're a giver and the people that you give to don't give back, don't give up. It will always come back to you, just not from the places maybe that you gave it to. And maybe, but maybe not right now. It'll be there when you need it. Like you were there for other people when they needed it. And I've always lived that way. I've run my business that way. And I will always live that way. But man, the proof is in the pudding the last few weeks, because I am just blown away at the level of support and love. And thank you, Megs. Yeah. I guess I didn't realize how many people appreciated what I've done through the years. I mean, I've been at this now for 24 years. And you just, you keep going, and I push and I push and I push and I work hard. And I've worked through cancer before, never this bad and painful. I think this has been the worst, because it's affecting my other organs and my ability to eat and do everything else. But it's been pretty cool. And through all of it, even though I have been drugged up, hydrocodone and methadone, I am still hearing spirit whisper things to me. I'm still hearing, do this, do that, make this call. I'll ask spirit, do I do an enema? Is that what's going to relieve it? And sometimes I get, no, it's not going to help anything right now. Don't waste your energy. So let me tell you, getting off the floor, not an easy task in my condition right now. Like, I'm weaker than weak. I went natural, holistic, vitamins, minerals, diet change, no wheat, sugar, milk products, cured myself. That's great, Leanne. And, I've tried so many things for the last year, and I'm usually will stick to the all natural. But here's the deal: I've done magnets, I've done Rife, I've changed my diet, I've done a bunch of supplements, and all it managed to do was blow things up. So I've just hit that point in so much pain now that I had to go to the traditional route. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to exclude alternative medicine. It just means I have to go where I have to go. My family's been pushing and pushing, and I would not go. Bernadette doesn't go to the hospital, especially the ER, unless it's bad, like broken bone kind of bad. It took a week of hell and fevers and pain and staying up all night, pacing the floors because it hurt that bad before I even went to the ER that Monday morning. Like, I've tried everything, and so here's the thing. There's a couple unethical things that have happened that I really, if you're a healer, want to like give you a little 101 reminder lesson in healing. Someone in my biomag group was doing scans on me and sending me these placements. And number one rule of healing, you never do any kind of scan or healing work on somebody without their permission. And this wasn't the first time it happened. It was like the third time it happened. And finally, I was just in a mood that day. I'd had enough. And I was like, stop. You don't have my permission. And you should know better. But like, stop. I didn't ask for your help. I don't want you scanning my energy. I don't need a bunch of people's hands in my energy right now. Like, seriously, I don't need to be having to put walls up and defending my own energy. But that's number one. Number two, a bunch of people who are newbie healers, newbie into energy works, like sending me all these messages on Facebook. And they're like, well, here's what I did, and here's what I can help you do. And yet, like, stop. I didn't ask for your help. Like, this isn't my first rodeo. Seriously. Right? Like, I don't, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but there are ethics involved with healing and even, intuitive work. You don't go try to be the savior and hero and help someone if they haven't asked you. Like, that you don't push whatever onto people. Someone comes to you, then that's up to you. You can offer it, but they need to come to you. I have so many people reaching out to me with such BS, and it takes energy to have to keep responding to people so I'm not rude and say, no, thank you. Like, I got enough on my plate. Like, no. And this just happened last night or this morning. I don't even remember. Someone's like, well, we're all one and we're all connected and it's energy work. And I'm like, this whole energy work, because you're a business coach, first time I've heard it out of your mouth, like, since I've known you the last 8 years. So, like, no, I don't need you working on me energetically. I don't need anyone sending me Reiki. And don't you dare, because you're going to hit a wall. But it's just, I don't know why people don't understand the ethics of healing work. You don't do it. And right now, it's like, I got to teach you. I got to school you when I don't feel well on the shoulds and should nots, what the ethics are of healing work. Like, really? Oh, it's driving me crazy. I'm having a little bit of fun. Get all these businessy, markety people trying to sell me crap on Facebook. And, oh, I'm so impressed by your work, yada, yada. Checked out your profile. I would love to help you become a 7-figure coach. And I'm like, if you had really checked out my profile, you would know that I was just diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma. I'm not interested in growing my business right now. Thank you very much. And then, I'm very sorry. And they go away. But it's like, if you're like in sales and marketing and trying to sell your services to people, go look at their profile first. Like, I don't care about business growth right now. I don't care about anything but living, because that has to happen first before I worry about my business. I know, right, Heather? Oh, it is growth, Deborah. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it, all of this crap. So at this point, I'm kind of at the place where it's like, after this live stream, y'all who are close to me, y'all have been warned. The other people that are just seeing posts and not really paying attention, but want to jump in and be my savior. And that's a lot of what I'm getting right now. People want to jump in and be the hero of Bernadette's cancer. And it's like, shut up, sit back. I'll come to you if I think you have something for me, or spirit will guide me to you. But do not, do not try to be the big hero in all of this right now. Like, just back off. I got enough on my plate, just getting through every moment. And it has been a challenge. Like, today's my best day, best day. And it only is the best days because I'm sitting up and I'm not laying in my chair. Like, I've not come to my computer in close to a week, literally. And even then, I've probably been at my desk twice in the last 2.5 weeks. That's it. I can't. Like, my bedroom's become the gathering stuff for all of the supplies and the gifts that I greatly appreciate. And the dog sleeps up here, but literally, Lena, you're your own hero every day. Lots of love to you. You too. I mean, honestly, nobody heals us. Even as a healer and a facilitator of healing, I am facilitating the healing. I may be running energy. I may be doing magnets. I may be doing my Rife machine, but I'm facilitating. Who's healing you is you allowing it, right? You have to allow it. And I firmly believe, because other people have sent me all this stuff. It's all about people that are new and they just learned about emotions and body code. And I'm like, you do realize, like, Louise Hay wrote the book on that stuff like 2 decades ago. So Dr. Bradley Nilsson and his whole emotion code, body code work of clearing emotions, it's not new. It's new to you. Right. So I have all these like newbie healers that way too. Oh, let me do body code and emotion code work on you because you've got conflicts in your body with emotions. You don't know anything about me, because if you've known anything about me, you know how much internal work I have done and continue to do. And I think it's great that you've just discovered that emotions get locked into the body, but it's not new to me. So, like, stop trying to save me. Like, stop. Like, seriously, Deborah. I love this. Like, I'm over it. Like, so many people I'm not coming onto Facebook that often because it's overwhelming as hell. And I mean, part of me laughs about it, but there's another part that is so annoying. It's like, just back off. You want to help me? Donate at this point. Like, I got to pay these doctor bills so that they don't stop seeing me. Like, that's this all came weeks after being hacked. I still only have a provisional credit for the $5,000 that got cleared out of my freaking bank account. And I will not spend that money until they give me the final credit and they close the case. Because the last thing I need right now is to owe the bank for some fraud BS that was done to me. So, like, the whole thing, this whole time has been crazy, crazy. I still think God has his hand in all of it. I still think I'm being guided through all of it. And I am being blessed beyond belief, even though there are days when I have prayed and said, just get me out of this. The pain has been that bad where it's like, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't get out of pain. I get into a bath, it helps for 2 minutes, then it doesn't. And I'm like, I can't live like this. Like, my whole life revolves around trying to find a way around the pain. And I've had those moments where I'm like, God, just take me home. I am not attached. I can help on the other side too. And I know my family doesn't want to hear that. And I know so many people are like, you can't, we need you. And I'm like, I get it, but it hurts. This shit is not easy. Today, I made myself put some makeup on so I could look halfway human and not feel so messed up. And sometimes we have to do that. Can I tell them if they want to help, drop GoFundMe link? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And the GoFundMe link's on my personal page. I think we shared it onto my business page too. Brandy's trying to manage all that while taking care of Addie's dance. And like tomorrow, she has to take me to the doctor because my dad has an appointment. I hate that I can't drive. I hate that because of the drugs, I can't drive anywhere. I mean, I can barely walk down the stairs by myself. So it's not safe for Bernadette to be behind the wheel. I'm sure I could pull it off. I would just feel horrible if something happened because my reaction speed is low and I'm too responsible to go that route. So I'm not driving. I'm letting everyone drive me around, which sucks. Sucks. But it is what it is. My good friend Andy, after taking 5 baths a day, funded my Walmart little blow up spa, which we set up and I got into last night for a couple of hours. And oh my God, that helps so much. And that is my new BFF. Because I felt bad for filling the tub up in the middle of the night, and taking several baths. I was literally just emptying it halfway and then refilling only half the tub because the water bill, you start taking 5 baths a day. I felt bad. I never used that much water. So fill up the hot tub one time and it just takes care of itself. And now that it's heated to a decent temperature and it's hot as hell here in Texas, shouldn't have to run it on heat at all anymore. You can just run the jets to help with the pain. I'm sure you already have your trusted healers that you would go to if you wanted to do that anyways. I'm glad you have a good knowledge base for healing from all the different angles. If anyone can do this, it's you. And I can't do it alone. I mean, I am relying on the doctors and the alternative oncologists, and I am relying on my friends that are healers. And I'm still studying and reading books of how other people have cured their stuff with the off-label stuff and different supplements. But it's not like I haven't been doing all of that for the last year. Like, I want to be clear about that. I went to biomagnetism, my own session with a practitioner here in December of 22. And she just goes, I can tell you work on yourself, and put on like 10 pairs of magnets, got nothing. It was it. And I'm like, yeah, I was hoping she would figure something out because I knew I was missing something. And my machine was coming up with low, low, low life force, like I should have been dead kind of life force numbers. And so that was December 2022. I went through 2023 dragging my ass. I feel better now knowing I wasn't just being lazy and getting old. So I was like, what is wrong with me? Then I need a nap by 3:00 in the afternoon and I can't sit up straight. I have to take a 20-minute nap just to make it through. That's not like me. And yeah, now I don't feel so bad that I wasn't lazy. I did not treat myself the way I should have. Unfortunately, I put other things in front of it. So but I didn't have that many symptoms other than the lump and the hardness in my stomach and some problems with digestion. It wasn't really affecting me too bad. And then my hair started falling out and then the exhaustion got worse and yada, yada. And here we are. But I had a session done by Dr. Garcia and he said it wasn't cancer. And that was back in February. And then I had a follow-up session and he didn't get cancer then either. He said it was a fast-growing neoplasia, but it was benign. And I kind of took my foot off the gas pedal. Like, I thought, okay, well, this isn't cancer. Let's just keep making changes and adding supplements until we hit the right stride. And I get it. And then I ended up in the ER. And lo and behold, it's cancer. Oh, and it's stage 4. So, like, here we are. And I am getting back onto my Rife treatments with my plasma and stuff. But right now, I can't do it because it hurts until I stabilize. And I've yet to hit stabilize. I'm hoping tonight and tomorrow I hit this stride of stabilization so that I can finally get back to those treatments too. I'm still doing magnets on myself daily to create drainage pathways for all of this. They did say in the biopsy from my colon that lymphoma was oozing, which was a weird word to use, like oozing what? They didn't say what it was oozing. They just said it was oozing. Not really a medical term, but okay. Yeah. And when he called me today he said, "Did you get the final diagnosis?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, that was for the overall cancer." He said, "But what we did realize, it didn't start in your colon." He said, "But you do have," and I can't remember the word he used. There's a term. He said, it was something lymphoma in your colon, but we're not going to have to remove any part of your colon. I was like, even if you wanted to, I wouldn't let you. That's not happening. You're not taking my large intestine. So yeah. And I wish I could remember, but we were driving and it was hard enough to hear him. So yeah, that is where we're at. I will let you all know going forward. Again, thank you for those of you who sent me the gifts on the registry, and pretty much everything on there was bought. So I'm going to close the registry down. The last things that people finally bought me that I actually really need is Depends. This thing is so big, it's pushing on my bladder. So like when I finally have to feel like I have to go, I just can't get to the bathroom fast enough. Depends are my best friend right now. And I hate to say that at 57, but that is just reality of life. And no one bought me those until finally one of my friends, she sent some through. I was like, "Oh, thank you, God." So I don't want to have to go to the store for that stuff right now. Like I can't go to the store on my own. My dad's been doing a lot as far as running to the store when I need stuff, and taking me back and forth to the pharmacy and back and forth to the doctor or the hospital and whatnot. But finally on the right track, and finally feel like, okay, now I'm going to live. So you didn't know about the registry. That's okay. I mean, I didn't put that much on it. Things like beanies for my head when my hair falls out. We put on socks. My daughter said nursing gowns would be the best for when I'm in the hospital, even when I'm home, because they're easy to wash, and if they get stained, no big deal. But because you can snap on snap, and I'm going to have a port in. So those were ordered. Sheets for the twin size bed I have to get. We're going to try and find a used medical bed, like a hospice bed, to see if I can sleep on that too. Because a hospital bed, like the electronic hospital bed at the hospital, because I could go up and down, and I have a sleep number, but for whatever reason, my body is not liking my sleep number right now. I don't know if it's the memory foam, the air. I've tried different settings. It just is not having that bed right now. So we are getting a twin size. People bought sheets and stuff like that for me, and throw up bags. Yeah, stuff like that. And then someone bought my cancer planner, which I will show you guys, is amazing. Like Brindy found this and we put it on the registry, but it has everything under the sun. It's super thick to track my appointments, track my medications, which I am tracking right now by the hour so that I know when to take the next dose. But it's a handy way to keep everything in one place. Tracks your blood markers, everything, all of your doctor's appointments, any notes, things you need to ask your doctor. Has a daily tracker for your symptoms and a monthly tracker, which is preferred to keep it all in one place. And that way, if I can't talk, my family knows where all of the information is. They can hand the book to the doctor. The doctor can read it themselves. So yeah, we got everything on the list. Now it's just the GoFundMe, because I got to start paying those bills. I keep getting messages and text messages. I'm like, I would love to pay you right now, but can't. And then help with, it will help go to pay for the complementary treatments, the antibiotics, the IV. I think they're like $200 per treatment. And from what I've read, you need 2 to 3 vitamin C a week. And same with ozone. So if you're doing ozone 1 week, you're doing 2 to 3. And then if you're doing vitamin C, you're doing 2 to 3. And then all the off-label meds, I have to pay for out of pocket. So that is all going to go to pay for the past doctor bills, and that I'm paying the doctor tomorrow cash, the oncologist, just to get the damn ball rolling and get me on the schedule for chemo so that we can get something happening. It's already been 3 weeks. Like, I just feel like I'm blown in the wind, like just waiting in limbo. And it just makes you wonder, like, you just waiting for me to die or what? Because that's not, that's what you're waiting for, I can take care of it on my own, but tell me, like, give me some info. And now that's not happening. I will live and I will be fine. I know I've got a rough road ahead of me. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been super supportive. If you know someone or you're going through it, man, hats off to you. You know, caretakers are the most important support. But I do want to say to you too, if you're my friend or if you have another friend or family member that's going through it, I know you run out of things to say and you're afraid to say the wrong thing. I get it. I know how sensitive this can be. You know, I've had a couple people that I'm close to say some things and I'm like, don't tell me that right now. Like, and there are certain things that I just don't want to hear. And there's other things that are kind of, it just feels like I'm being, fluffed up and I'm not fluffy. I don't want anyone doing Reiki on me right now. I have specific people that energy work that I've trained up in energy. I will let them do energy work on me, but I don't want anyone doing energy work on me right now unless I know who they are. They've spoken to me. Nobody has permission. I've like reinforced my walls of protection because, and it's messed up. But like I can feel when someone's trying to read what's going on with me and it pisses me off because it's like, do you know that takes energy to have to push your energy back? Like, leave me the hell alone. Just leave me alone, right? It's really stupid. You never know what to say, Cindy. I know it's hard, but you know what? Just saying that you care, like just asking questions and not how you feeling. Like, things like, are you doing okay? Is there anything that would make this easier on you? You know, do you want me to find some jokes? Like, don't try to soften and smooth things over. There's no way to smooth cancer over. I'm sorry. There just isn't, right? And don't say things like you'll feel better soon because that's bullshit. Even when I read comments on my posts and people are like, heal fast, and I'm like, I would love to, bitch. I don't have a choice in this right now, right? Those are the things. It's like, don't tell someone who's like at the end of their rope, hasn't slept, can't eat, and's waiting, like, you know, get well soon, heal fast. I'm like, oh my God, that's the stupidest thing I've heard. This is an important conversation. Thanks for telling us. It's funny because when I had cancer before, it's almost like people are afraid cancer is contagious, and it is not contagious. And I get people get tongue-tied, and people get scared. To me, it's a reality of life. And I don't know if y'all, so I'm sitting in the iron infusion center, and I don't know if y'all know this, but like cancer numbers have almost doubled since COVID. Guess what the nurse said to this other lady that was getting an iron infusion? Their iron infusions have skyrocketed since COVID. So how many people are anemic and low iron since COVID, and why? Why? Interesting. Anyhow, it's my practice to pray for anyone who's sick. It's so unethical to be invasive. Yeah, prayer is fine. Like, pray for healing, pray for recovery, pray for God's divine intervention. Do that. Pray for the lifting up of their energy. But the rest of it, don't push yourself on other people. Like, I don't need a savior right now other than the one I got in heaven. Like, I just need people to do their job, regardless of whether or not they get full price. And I mean the oncologists and stuff like that. Like, just do your damn job, right? As far as what people say and what people don't say, like, the one thing that I think everybody needs to know, when you have something like this going on and you feel like crap, and a ton of people care and they want to know and they care, like, that's why they're asking you a million questions. But you have to understand, you're not the only one asking. Like, I am getting so many text messages and Facebook messages daily of people asking me the same damn questions, which is why I'm just coming on live stream to answer stuff because, and this is for my friends and family too. Like, I'm like, if you want to know, go follow my Facebook, because I just to have to keep answering the same questions and telling the same stories over and over again is flippin' exhausting. It's just tiring. And I mean, I'm still amazed that it's been almost an hour and I'm still on here. Like that I have the energy for that. And I have Charm Life tonight. I just realized it's Thursday. I gotta go put our post up. Not that I didn't know it was Thursday. I know we had Charm Life, but I just remembered it's Thursday. Every day right now feels like I'm in a tunnel. Prayer's always good. It's never wasted. Yeah. I hope that helps somebody. I hope whatever you're going through, whether it's mental, emotional, physical struggles, financial, like you take some inspiration for this. No matter how bad it is, I'm telling you, all you have to do is have faith that the divine's hand is in everything and everything will work out for your highest good, and it will. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Like, I'm not ignorant to think that that means I won't have any pain. That means that I won't have to suffer through massive constipation and take drugs I don't want to take. And, you know, I know that that's part of it. The thing about faith is just knowing that no matter how hard it gets, I can get through it, and not by my own strength, right? The divine is holding me up. I've got angels holding me up. All of you that are praying for me, sending me positive energy, holy cow, you have no idea. There are times through the night when I'm up by myself and trying not to cry out loud, and I can feel the prayers. Like, I can feel them coming from all directions. It's so encouraging, right? And helps me not give up, even though there are times when I want to give up, right? Just because I know so many people are pulling for me. There's a reason I'm still here, and there's a reason I have to fight. That's me. I've been battling 88 iron deficiency since COVID, AFib, and thyroid storms. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry, Anna. Crazy, crazy. Have you looked at Dr. Artis's work? Because I've got clients that I've had take and put on nicotine patches. Amazing how quickly they feel better. So look up Brian Ardis, Ardis, on YouTube and watch his 2-hour talk. No matter the miles, no matter the circumstances, no matter the beliefs, you'll always be loved over here. Aw, thanks, Clint Casey. I have so much love for you guys and so much respect. And I do know what I've done to be this blessed, but I still sit back and think I would have done it whether I ever got anything back from it or not. So to have so many people support and love me through this time has been this incredible blessing. Like, yeah. You guys are all in my prayers. I thank God for you every single night. In my journal, I am writing every night my prayers out and my thank yous and my gratitudes, and please bless so and 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 so, right? 100-fold for their love and support and their prayers. And, you know, Spirit always puts on my heart who I need to pray for too. And so I'm not stopping praying for anyone else just because I'm sick. Like, I want you guys to know that. Yes, Ardis, Dr. Brian Ardis. Yeah. I think the name of the video, it's also on Rumble. The name of the video is The Antidote, but the science behind his work with the nicotine, amazing, and backs up a lot of the stuff that I was being told back in 2020 when COVID first started. You're so beautiful. We're all pulling. Gorgeous. You. I love you. Thank you. All right. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done until Charm Life. I got to go post my post for that group, and I'll be back probably next week sometime to give you guys the latest update. And you know, we'll talk about whatever else Spirit wants me to talk about. Thank you. A million thank yous. And whoever you are, whether you're typing in the chat or not, I just want you to know, like, I have just asked Spirit every night and continue to pray. Like, bless all of these people that I am getting blessed by, and all the help that I'm receiving and all of the love and support I'm receiving. Like, bless them 100-fold, because God knows what I'm going through. You know, my family, I hide a lot of what happens at night. I don't want them to be up at night. You know, I don't. And it's gotten really difficult to hide it from them, because I am downstairs now. Like, I'm not hiding behind my bedroom door anymore. So they, pretty much everybody knows whether I slept or not, whether I'm eating or not, and how things are going. And because of that, they've all become super, super concerned. But they're all trying to pull for me. And they're all doing, Brindy did my laundry the other day, folded it, put it away. I was like, this is insane. I never thought I'd see the day. But here we are. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys. I will see you later. A million blessings. Here we go. Things are rolling, and I am grateful for that. So I will keep you in my prayers. Please keep me in yours and my family, because my family's really worried. And yeah, we'll all just hold each other up moving forward. Lots to learn. And when I do see the complimentary doctor, I will share all of that with you guys too, the off-label meds that they put me on and how all that thing works. Because from everything that I have read and studied and researched with it, it's amazing breakthrough stuff. I just don't have time to just go that route right now. Like, if I could just go that route and I wasn't stage 4, I would. I don't have time for that right now. So I'm going to do both. Just the way it goes. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.